and like what they need, what the gear is, how to get the license, like all that other sort of stuff. What is going on, boys? Well, boys, girls, moms, dads, aunts, uncles, cousins, what is going on, my friends? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome back to another moto vlog. And today it turned out to be pretty nice. It's like 70 degrees and sunny for the first time. I don't know, first time in a while. And there's a video that I've been meaning to make, and it's just kind of talking about how I got into riding motorcycles. I have a coworker who decided that he was going to get into riding, and I don't know, his story was funny. He said, I went skiing and I decided that I needed to get out more. He said, I needed to get out more, I need to spend outside or some time outside, and I need to go fast. So I was like, I mean, yeah, like that makes a whole lot of sense. Why wouldn't you just, start motorcycle riding? But anyways, that was his logic, whatever. I'm happy that he did. But it kind of brought up that question of like, how do you get into motorcycle riding? Because a lot of people, and like himself included, at least in Georgia, take this I guess it's 2-day long class, and you come out of that with an actual motorcycle license. So I mean, it seems like a pretty good option. But anyways, guys, so yeah, this guy decided that like that 2-week class was going to be the best option for him. He would kind of get an overview of, sir, what are you doing? This guy's in an RZR. So anyways, guys, yeah, he decided that he was going to start motorcycle riding. He's taking that, or at least like in that 2-week class in Georgia that you can take to end up with your motorcycle. It's a license, it's not even a permit, which, like, for him, that's a great option. But I guess, like I was saying, the purpose of this video is to kind of go over how I did it. And like, I always have liked bikes. I started out on something small, just like rebuilding it, and then from there kind of just like started trading up, and I learned along the way, and eventually I got to a point where I just decided, like, hey, for me it's about time to go ahead and get my motorcycle license. And so I went to the DMV versus taking that 2-week course, because I had been riding for a while, and so be it, it was in the neighborhood. But that's that. Come on, old son, you can do it. Let's get it. Anyways, here we are at Whole Foods. I'm just gonna run inside and get a little food, and then we can continue the story here in just a cotton picking minute. Hold on. Like I was saying, you guys, the Whole Foods hot bar is so good. You just can't go wrong. You can just get a little of everything. You can just get a little of everything. It's just so good. Protein, vegetables, because God knows I'm not making them on my own. All that sort of good stuff. I think we'll turn here. We'll go up. We're gonna go home a different way. So anyways, yes, I started out on, or with like a little Honda Z50 from the 1970s, clapped out, like I was saying. It needed a ton of work, and I rebuilt it, and that's kind of what started my love for little motorcycles and that sort of thing. I've always loved anything that you can like ride, drive, anything, pretty much anything that has a throttle and that can go. And sir, you're just jamming out by yourself. Oh, Fire. Where's the fire? Anyway, so after that, after the little Honda Z50, I sold that. I think I was the one who actually beeped there by accident. I sold that, and then I went to a Yamaha Chappie, which was an interesting little bike. It was actually, they made them in 50cc and 80cc, I believe. I think it's 80cc. So I traded that Yamaha Chappie in for, what was it? A Honda Monkey, like one of the Monkey, I guess the first one was a Monkey too, but one of the Monkey 125s. And that's really the bike that I like truly learned to like ride on the road with, because I didn't have a motorcycle license before that bike. That's the one that like convinced me to actually get a motorcycle license, and that's the one that I actually took my test with. So that's another point that I'm going to kind of go back to. You don't have to take that class in order to get your motorcycle license. Big pothole, massive pothole, that's dangerous. You don't have to have a motorcycle license in order to, or you don't have to take that class in order to get your motorcycle permit. You can learn to ride on the side. You can ride dirt bikes. If you've been riding dirt bikes, you pretty much already know how to ride a motorcycle. You can just go take the damn class and go. And so the barrier to entry for bike riding doesn't have to be that hard, and that's the whole point of like why I wanted to make this video, because he's decided that he wants to ride motorcycles, and I feel like a lot of people like the idea of riding motorcycle. They just don't know how to like actually get into motorcycle riding, and like what they need, what the gear is, how to get the license, like all that other sort of stuff, which like when you turn 16 to get your driver's license for like regular cars and stuff, it's super easy. Everybody knows how to do it. It's something that your parents kind of like walk you through, but with motorcycles it's a little different. But anyway, so I went from the little Yamaha to the Honda Monkey. That was a great one. And then I actually ended up, so I tried, here's the deal, I probably would have still had that bike if it hadn't been for me trying to like save a couple bucks and change the oil on my own. And I ended up stripping out the crank casing. The way that those bikes work is Sir, let's get a move on it. The way that those bikes work is that the oil drain plug actually goes into the crank casing itself. I think this guy's just going slow to piss me off. There's no other explanation. We're going literally 30 miles an hour here. When I went to put the drain plug back in, I over tightened it and it wouldn't stop leaking oil, and it ended up being cheaper for me to sell it as is, or pretty much trade it as is, than to have the bike fixed, because again, they're only worth like 3 to 4 grand, or at least like in stock form, which mine was. And then I ended up trading up to a Honda CRF Rally, but it was the 250, so that one lasted a little while, and then I decided I want something a little different. I couldn't quite touch my feet down on that bike, and so it actually it didn't quite work out to like, and I didn't enjoy riding it quite as much as I thought I would. So then I ended up finding a guy out in Alabama who wanted to trade that bike for this bike. He ended up having a Scrambler, and he was never really riding it, but he wanted a Rally so that he could ride with his kids, as well as on-road, because they had little dirt bikes and that sort of thing. So I ended up trading this for that, and that's how we got to kind of where we are here. But the moral of the story here being, guys, like, the barrier to entry to ride doesn't have to be that high, you know? Like, it can be a shitty little bike that you start out on. It can be a small little bike that you start out on, just like as a beginner bike, and then you just work your way up from there. And what's great about that is that way you learn to ride and what you like to, like the roads that you like to ride on and that sort of thing, become more and more apparent, you know? So like, for instance, I don't like riding on the highway. I don't think that the risk of riding on the highway is actually worth it. Because for me, I don't like the amount of wind noise that there is. I don't like the way that the wind just kind of like pushes you back. It's not super comfortable, and that sort of thing. I like surface streets. I like riding on like city streets and kind of around town, maybe some country roads and that sort of thing, a lot more than I like riding on the highway. So for me, again, like it just kind of worked out. For me, it just kind of worked out in a really, really good way where I learned what I like to ride by kind of starting out small, and then I just moved my way up to a bike that like I can kind of enjoy, that's fast enough for me. You know, it's not like sports bike and that sort of thing, but imagine like if you start out on a sports bike and then you realize like, hey, listen, like I don't love going super fast, or I don't like highway riding, and then you can't really like put that bike through its paces. And also like the style riding, like I love sitting upright with my legs forward. I don't want to feel like I'm like crouched down and that sort of thing. So moral of the story, guys, the barrier to entry for riding can be whatever you want it to be. You don't have to go out and buy a $10,000, $15,000, $20,000 bike to start riding. You can kind of just start out on something that's like super small and work your way up. Like it doesn't have to be something that's something huge, you know? And that's pretty much kind of what I had to say about that. So that's my 2 cents. If you guys enjoyed this video or found it helpful, go ahead and help me out. Give me a little like, subscribe down below, leave some comments if you guys have any questions. Oh, and also, if you guys live in the Atlanta area and you want to go on some rides or anything like that, drop a comment down below. We can organize something. Anyways, guys, that's all I have to say. I appreciate you spending a little bit of time with me, and I will talk to you guys next time. Cheers!